Welcome to Endoscopy on Air 2020. Watch Doctors Reddy and Kalapala performing an endoscopic anti-reflux procedure.
I got a 28-year-old female with symptoms of PPI-dependent GERD, and I'm going to demonstrate a novel endoscopic fundoplication therapy using a device called GERDX. So before starting, I just want to show you how the device looks externally. As you can see on the camera, it has got a couple of components. One is the handle of the device, which has got a fire, close, and open knobs. Then you have the shaft of the device, which is around 17 to 18 mm in diameter. And if you can concentrate on the distal end of the device, it has got two prongs. So this is the large one and this is the short one. We put on the sutures on this, and then once you want to deploy the device, we close it like this, right? And the other important components in the device one has to see is we have got a helix which is ready, which is used to penetrate into the mucosa, take the mucosa inside and then pull it back. One more important point one has to notice is it's a double operator dependent technique, and I have with me Dr. Asif, who is going to be my third eye and who will navigate and show me what I am doing. And the device also has got a channel through which I am using a pediatric Olympus scope, 6 mm scope, and it goes through the channel of the device and then it will retroflex. And as you can see on the endoscopic screen, the device is seen, the tip of the device is seen. And there's another important thing what I want to show you is I'm using a simple sphygmomanometer cuff to inflate the stomach. And I also want you to see on the fluoroscopy screen how this device looks once I deploy it. Can you see the fluoroscopy screen? Yeah. So this is how the device is. You have a device which is retroflexed. You have the endoscope which is retroflexed. And now you concentrate on the endoscopic screen. As you see, I'm opening both the eagle claws, and what I'm going to do is, can you inflate? I'll go and put the first suture on the greater curvature along the greater curvature. So what I'm doing is I'm in the position, then I lock the device and I'll make sure that I can see the helix coming out. Can you appreciate there? So what I'm doing is as the helix touches the mucosa, I'm just going to do 3 or 4 rotations and then pull the helix inside and lock the device as what my assistant Naresh is doing. So once the device is locked and I'm in position, I'll go to the close mode. Can you show them the device on the handle of the device? Yeah, so now I'm in the close mode. So what I'm going to do is I'll slowly close the claws. As you see, the good amount of tissue has come into between the claws. So now once I make sure that the device is completely closed, can you deflate now? I'll ask Asif to deflate so that maximum amount of tissue gets into the claws. So now can you show them the handle? The third step what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the fire mode and then just press twice. So the beauty of this device is once you press and the sutures are deployed, then you get a resistance. You no more can press it hard. Okay, now you inflate again. So what I'm going to ask my assistant and my colleague is to inflate the stomach so that you can see the tissue being nicely got into the claws and then the suture is deployed. Now I'm going to the open mode and just opening the claws. And before that, I'll also take the helix out and close it. Okay? So now I'll gently push it down so that it'll detach itself from the mucosa. And then, as you see, the suture is being deployed there nicely. Asif, my colleague is straightening the scope. I'm straightening the device and then I'm slowly pulling it out. So this is the first step of the procedure where I've deployed a single suture. Then we have an inbuilt metallic guide wire on which I railroad the device. So I just put in the scope. And we usually use 2 sutures because we take only the people who have a small hiatus hernia, and also on Hill's grade, grade 1 and grade 2. Grade 3 and grade 4 we usually don't take because those people are the ones who have a large hiatus hernia, and obviously we'll ask our surgical colleagues to go for a Nissen's fundoplication. So now what I'm going to do is, as shown last time, I'll repeat the steps. Open the eagle claws. You see the first suture is there around the greater curvature. What I'm going to do now is trying to position myself and get on to the lesser curvature so that I get the other part of the G junction also. So as you see now, I'm tightly closed it. Can you deflate now so they get more amount of tissue? Okay, so now once I have closed tightly and then caught the mucosa, I'm going to the fire mode and then deploying the second suture. Done. So you see here, there's a nice wrap like fundoplication, how it's done by surgeons. So this is how it looks.
Okay.
And the patient will usually get discharged in the next 24 hours after overnight observation.
Follow-up showed a good quality of life and absence of PPIs. The following slide shows the instruments and devices used in this case, and the last slide, Dr. Reddy's recommended reading.